Yo, what is going on, guys? Flashverse here, and welcome back to another video on The Flash Season 7. And for this video, I have another theory video for you guys in regards to this new artificial speed force that we will be getting for The Flash Season 7, and how possibly Godspeed may be using Barry's new speed force in order to have super speed. So one thing we obviously had during The Flash Season 6 was the death of the speed force, and not only did it deal Barry with a huge blow that he suffered from throughout the back half of The Flash Season 6, but it also dealt other speedsters with a huge blow as well, such as Kid Flash and Jay Garrick. And Barry is aware that his speed will soon be gone, but he has yet to give up being the Scarlet Speedster, and obviously he's given the speed gauge throughout the Flash Season 6, and he has to monitor his speed over there so he could keep his speed for a longer period of time, so he doesn't end up being powerless for a shorter amount of time. Now Barry is committed into coming up with a replacement for the Speed Force, and we obviously found out that he is going to be creating this artificial Speed Force using things like Nora's journal and with the help of Team Flash. And we obviously had him working on this artificial Speed Force throughout the Flash Season 6, and although he has been unsuccessful, we will see him make the Speed Force sometime around the Flash Season 7. Now, you guys may remember last week or so, I have done this video going over how Godspeed has speed and how he's able to still run fully at super speed without any issues when the Speed Force is dead. So this is pretty much like a part 2 to that video, as I came up with a more in detail theory towards how Godspeed could potentially have super speed when the Speed Force is dead. But before I go over anything, however, you guys don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you are aware of more Arrowverse content coming your way. And also be sure to follow me on Twitter if you haven't already, if you guys want to see my thoughts in regards to other Arrowverse stuff which I don't do videos on, and just many other stuff in general. Be sure to follow me on Twitter if you want to see my thoughts towards everything else. So the confusing part about this topic was really that firstly, Godspeed was first introduced to us fans as a speedster who artificially gains super speed using a speed enhancing drug, which obviously goes by the name Velocity 9, and that was obviously during the Flash Season 5. And remember guys, that version of Godspeed was August Heart. It was specifically the August Heart we know from the comics. So I doubt the main villain for the Flash Season 7 will be August Heart. I think it'll be someone else, unless they do something along the lines of making a post-crisis August Heart or something like that. It could be someone that we have seen before, and you guys know my theories towards all of that already, but I just doubt it is August Heart. And obviously we have seen other speedsters such as Zoom and Trajectory use Velocity 9 as well, and Godspeed was obviously one of those other speedsters that was introduced being a speedster using V9. But then after being introduced as a speedster which uses V9, it got even more confusing when we saw the Godspeed clones run for a much longer period of time for a speedster that doesn't have the Speed Force in their system but just uses V9. So then that brought up the question that these Godspeed clones clearly don't use V9 anymore. They are clearly a lot more advanced than the Season 5 version of Godspeed, and they definitely have more abilities, and most importantly, we saw the latest Godspeed fully have speedster abilities when the Speed Force is dead. So this brought up the question, how does Godspeed still have the Speed Force with him, and how is he able to run at super speed when even our Scarlet Speedster cannot run at super speed? Now, we know that Godspeed is a speedster from the future, and we have the original Godspeed sending out these Godspeed clones to go after our Scarlet Speedster, the Flash. So although we don't know exactly who this original Godspeed is and how he got these powers from, one key thing that we do know is that he is from the future. And this does actually play a very crucial role in explaining how Godspeed is able to run at super speed. And this is because of the fact that if this speedster is from the future, another thing we know about the future is that Barry would have had his Speed Force working at that point, and he would have been having his speed back, so he would still be the Flash at that point. So although Barry didn't build the artificial Speed Force yet, we do know that he will be getting his speed back in the Flash Season 7. and he will definitely get this new Speed Force working. So with this artificial Speed Force being something that will exist in the future, and Godspeed alongside his clones are also from the future, could we possibly link those two things together and theorize about how Godspeed potentially uses Barry's artificial Speed Force in some way to run at super speed? That would kind of make sense the more you think about it. Because since this artificial Speed Force is something new that we will be getting at the start of The Flash Season 7, you would expect them to really explore these new story opportunities they can play along with. And since The Flash Season 7, coming from the showrunner, will be heavily Speedster focused, and also with them diving deeper into the Speedster mythology, we could definitely expect this new artificial Speed Force playing somewhat of a role this season for a story opportunity, possibly even with Godspeed, who knows. So maybe we could have it that something tragic happens to the original Godspeed, possibly an accident related to this new artificial Speed Force, and then Godspeed finds out that he has super speed or something like that. I doubt the Speed Force Storm will play a part in it as well, because we've already had that. So we'd have a way different backstory for this Godspeed to explore his motivations for some reason, and that it explains how he goes after the Flash, why he's after the Flash. Because I've said this before, it just cannot be that he wants infinite velocity. That's just such a random motivation to have. And plus we kind of had that with Zoom already, he wanted to be the only speedster across the multiverse. So it may not be what the fans want with Godspeed. So I think there will be another motivation that Godspeed wants from the Flash. So it would make sense if indeed Godspeed uses Barry's new Speed Force. But because of the fact that these Godspeed clones are from the future, where we know the Speed Force is working, and they travel to the past to go after the Flash, where we know that the Speed Force is dead, that does kind of explain how Godspeed is the speedster who has a functional Speed Force. So in the future, Godspeed gets his speed, he travels back in time to the past, to the Flash's timeline where he doesn't have a Speed Force working, but Godspeed would still have his speed working because he is from the future. So that would explain how the Flash doesn't have super speed at that point, but Godspeed on the other hand still has the Speed Force with him. That could also explain how Godspeed was still able to run fully at super speed while the Speed Force is dead. But yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys think about this theory. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.